representing all of hockey with great distinction for 5 decades, number 9.
Tonelli to Nystrom. He scores! Bob Nystrom scores the goal. The Islanders win the Stanley Cup.
Comes to the line. LaFontaine shot. He scores! LaFontaine at the blue line. Here in the 4th overtime.
Pittsburgh, 1991 Stanley Cup champs.
Kovacic gets it back center. They score! Gretzky scores!
The waiting is over. The New York Rangers are the Stanley Cup champions. Let the celebration begin.
Welcome to the NHL Network's presentation of the top 20 games of all time. I'm Dan Pollard. Well, with tens of thousands of games to choose from, the challenge of narrowing the league's best games ever was left to the NHL, who donated the 20 for display at the Museum of Radio and Television in New York. Today, we show you one of the games from that exclusive list. Some games are famous for a play on a moment, but this game evokes memories simply by saying the words New Year's Eve, December 31st, 1975. Arguably, the best two teams in the world faced off at the Forum in one of the most memorable games ever played in that very storied building.
Portant le numéro 1, wearing number 1, Nikolai Adonin. Le numéro 2, number 2, Alexander Gusev. Le numéro 3, number 3, Vladimir Lutchenko. Le numéro 4, number 4, Victor Kuzkin. Le numéro 5, number 5, Valeri Vassiliev. Le numéro 6, number 6, Gennady Tsygankov. Le numéro 7, number 7, la capitaine, the captain, Boris Mikhailov. Le numéro 8, number 8, Alexander Maltsev. Le numéro 9, number 9, Alexander Volkov. Le numéro 10, number 10, Victor Kutergin. Le numéro 11, number 11, Boris Alexandrov. Le numéro 13, number 13, Alexei Volchenkov. Le numéro 14, number 14, Vladimir Popov. Le numéro 15, number 15, Vyacheslav Saladukhin. Le numéro 16, number 16, Vladimir Petrov. Le numéro 18, number 18, Vladimir Vikulov. Le numéro 21, number 21, Sergei Glazov. Le numéro 22, number 22, Viktor Shlotov. Le numéro 17, number 17, Valery Kharlamov. Le numéro 20, number 20, Vladislav Tretьяк. Now, introducing the Montreal Canadiens of the National Hockey League. Et maintenant, voici maintenant nos Canadiens. Le numéro 1, number 1, Michel Larocque. Le numéro 29, number 29, Ken Dryden. Le numéro 3, number 3, John Van Boxmeer. Le numéro 5, number 5, Guy Lapointe. Le numéro 18, number 18, Serge Savard. Le numéro 19, number 19, Larry Robinson. Le numéro 24, number 24, Don Orri. Le numéro 26, number 26, Pierre Bouchard. Le numéro 6, number 6, Jim Roberts. Le numéro 8, number 8, Doug Riceborough. Le numéro 10, number 10, Guy Lafleur. Le numéro 11, number 11, Yvon Lambert. Le numéro 14, number 14, Mario Tremblay. Le numéro 17, number 17, Murray Wilson. Le numéro 20, number 20, Peter Machowicz. Le numéro 21, number 21, Doug Jarvis. Le numéro 22, number 22, Steve Shutt. Le numéro 23, number 23, Bob Gainey. Le numéro 25, number 25, Jacques Lemaire. Le numéro 12, number 12, the captain, Yvan Cournoyer.
two captains have been called to center ice. Kurnway is there, and now Mikhailov makes his way as the head of the Soviet Sports Federation joins Clarence Campbell in this, the official face-off prior to tonight's big New Year's Eve hockey game here in Montreal. And there it is. Oh, come on, Ivan. Mr. Campbell wants one more. Amazing to hear the reception given, especially to the last two Soviet players introduced, Harlamov and Tretьяк. So the official part of that ceremony is over. Danny, they're going to have the exchange of gifts. These Soviet players must have pretty large homes, because every time you see them play hockey, they're exchanging gifts with somebody, either before or after the game.
Dick, there seems to be, and we're thankful for it, a great spirit of camaraderie here between these teams, starting the game at least. We don't know what will happen after. But I haven't heard this crowd in such a frame of mind as they were tonight. I suppose comparably would be Labor Day 1972.
There you see the gifts that are being exchanged. The Canadians receiving the gift on the left. The Montreal players are offering each Russian player a silver single one of the third series of Olympic stamp sculpture. Our coverage of Super Series 76 Game 2 continues in just a moment.
This NHL Network program is brought to you in part by Lagoli, the world's first automated inflatable hockey goaltender.
And the wheel goes round and round. The wheel goes round and round. The wheel goes round and round.
The NHL Network presents the 20 greatest games. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? Join the NHL Network every week for another one of hockey's top 20 games.
Finale to Nystrom. He scores! Bob Nystrom scores the goal.
Campbell Murray has won it for the Vancouver Canucks.
Philadelphia at Buffalo, 1975. Monday on the 20 greatest games.
My love is higher than a wishing well, deeper than a wishing
A Clarica advisor can make sense of almost anything, even proposals. Clarica, health insurance, life insurance, and investments.
Service?
Krabbel.
Gesundheit. NyQuil. Cold relief. Feel better. You sleep. Sleep like lumber.
What?
Like the infant.
Oh.
Sleep like home. Good night.
NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever, so you can get the relief you need to sleep and feel better medicine. Also try new and improved liquid caps.
There you get a look at the pre-warm-up activities of Dryden. He's down there in the north end. And in the south end, Tretьяк.
Tretьяk played all 8 games for the Soviets in the series involving the National Hockey League in 1972. Ken Dryden played in 4 of those games, splitting the duties even Steven with Tony Esposito.
So the starting lineup is out on the ice now for the Soviets. Petrov will go to center. Harlamov, who had that great goal in New York on Sunday night, number 17, is over on the left wing. Mikhailov, number 7, he's the captain on right wing for the Soviets. Gusev on defense, and the other defenseman will be Vasiliev. There you see Petrov. Now for the Canadiens, Lefleur at center. Geinie on the left wing, Wilson on the right side. Savard and Lapointe on defense, and it goes to the Canadiens. Savard clearing it ahead to Geinie, and he ran into Vasiliev and went down. Puck is into the Soviet zone. Vasiliev cleared it up on the left wing. Harlamov passes it and it's off the stick of Savard. Harlamov coming in. Mikhailov takes his shot and he's wide with it along the ice. Now Gainie with Wilson. Right in a goal. He takes the shot, the rebound to Lefleur. And Tretьяк was there to make the save. Now Wilson is bumping there along the boards with Mikhailov. And let's see.
Canadians getting a penalty. John, right off the bat, we saw two things that we saw in New York the other night. A good check by Vasiliev and one of those long Soviet passes which preceded the breakaway by Murray Wilson.
Well, Mikhailov moved in close and a shot on Dryden, but that was a great check by Vasiliev right at the blue line, right to start the game. Now here's Mikhailov. He places out a stick, and Murray Wilson ends up with a penalty.
À 38 secondes. Canadians penalty number 17, Murray Wilson. 2 minutes for high sticking at 38 seconds.
38 seconds, the time of the high sticking penalty against Wilson of Montreal. Petrov at center, Mikhailov on the right wing. Harlamov over there too, he remains out. Vasiliev and Gusev. So in effect there is no change for the Soviets on the power play. For Montreal, Gainie, Jarvis, Savard, and Lapointe. No score. We have just started here. We're in the first minute of play. Now Lapointe gets it over to Gainie. Gainie back into his zone to Savard. He takes a look, clears it ahead of Jarvis. Vasiliev back in his zone to Harlamov. Harlamov starting out over the line with Petrov. Petrov has it at the line, playing it back. And the Soviets are stymied the first time they put their power play into operation. Now Gusev up on the left side. Mikhailov over the line, a great move. He's knocked to the ice. Here's Petrov trying to clear it in front. He's knocked down. Now the puck goes to Lapointe. Lapointe slaps it off the boards, and the Soviets back into their own zone. Zhluktov comes off the Soviet bench. Vikulov is out there too. Now Alexandrov is on the ice and he cleared it into the Canadian zone. There's Savard with it to the point and it gets by Vasiliev. Now on the left side, Lemaire cleared it down the ice. Vasiliev from in front of his net. Zhluktov missed it. Now it goes to Robinson. He ran into Roberts. Lemaire has it, and it's fouled on the outside. 31 seconds left in the penalty.
Canadians doing all right, John. They had said before, while they didn't want to draw any penalties, they had to block up the middle, and that's what they did inside their own line, at least up to now, anyway.
Well, they didn't. They kept control of the puck, too, with Gainie throwing it back to Savard. And Savard's pretty wise when he's coming up penalty, and 31 seconds left in the penalty.
Zhluktov, Vikulov, and Alexandrov up front. Tzygankov is on defense with Lutchenko, who has the puck. Ahead it goes into the center ice area to Vikulov, to Alexandria. He passed it back, and it's broken up by Roberts. Roberts shooting it down the ice, and now we have exactly 7 seconds left in the penalty to Wilson. Now the Soviets again. Zhluktov has it on the right side. He goes one way, the puck the other, and the Canadians again shoot it down the ice. And it is icing against Montreal.
From the Forum in Montreal, Superseries 76.
This NHL Network program is brought to you in part by iTech Hockey, worldwide leaders in head, facial, and goalie equipment innovation.
From August 1st to September 30th, buy an iTech HC100 or HC95 Pro helmet and receive a free Ice Air Performance long sleeve shirt featuring moisture wicking technology. See participating stores for details.
U.S. college sport at its best. NCAA hockey. Speed, finesse, and campus excitement. Top rivals meet every week throughout the season.
all the way to the Frozen Four and the championship game.
Saturday, St. Cloud State at Denver, live on the NHL Network.
Do you guys do accessories?
You might say that.
Accessories from Apple Auto Glass. Whatever you're driving, we can accessorize it. Featuring Novus windshield repair, available at Novus and at participating Apple Novus locations.
Growing up, Sonny was always so happy. But then he changed. He started hanging around with the wrong crowd. Then, one day, I heard him talking to his friends about
mushrooms. Talk to your parents about Paper Mario, The 1,000-Year Door, rated E for everyone.
When we were kids, we didn't even know what Nintendo was. Sorry.
5,312, 5,313, 5,314.
You think he forgot about us?
Febreze Fabric Refresher eliminates odors and leaves fabrics fresh.
Tiffany, he's not worth it. There are so many other guys out there.
Febreze Fabric Refresher takes away the bad, leaves the good.
Back at the Soviet bench, you have three coaches. That's one of the assistants, Vyenyan Alexandrov, who for many years was a star player for the Soviet national team.
Soviets, everybody up for the face-off. Solodukhin is at center. Maltsev and Popov are the wings. Kurnwaye-Mahowicz and Shot. Volchenkov on defense, cleared it away from shutout to center. Now Orri to Robinson, he cleared it through center. It's gobbled up by Kuzkin, he hits Shot. Shot with Kurnwaye-Mahowicz, Shot, shoots, scores!
Took advantage of something you don't see too often, I would imagine. The Russians coughing up the puck.
Here's the replay. Watch Steve Shot release this puck. Just a great shot right in the top corner, and Tretchak was partially screened. Just a super shot. Here it is in a replay again.
I'm wondering if Tretchak might have been looking for him to shoot to the long side, to the stick side. He caught the short side up high. Tremendous emotion in the forum, and at 3:16, there you have it, Steve Shot scores. So it's 1-0, but 1-0 lead sometimes don't mean very much. The Rangers found that out.
Well, the Rangers took that penalty and let the Soviets back in the game in New York.
Number 22, Steve Shot. Assist to number 20, Pete Mahowicz, at 3 minutes, 16 seconds.
So at 3:16, it's Shot from Mahowicz. Tretchak's a busy goaltender. He played all but 4 of his team's games in the part of the schedule they completed prior to this trip. There is the head coach, Konstantin Loktev, and there is the other assistant coach, Anatoly Firzov.
So a booming blast from the stick of Steve Shot, and Montreal leading the Soviets 1-0. It is Petrov at center against Lemaire. Gainey has it, clearing it in. Tretziak gives it to Gusev. Lemaire after Gusev, the big, tall, husky Soviet defenseman, feeds it ahead. Harlamov digging in there, fires the wrist shot, and he's wide with it. He's a tremendously exciting player, number 17, Harlamov. Vasiliev playing it out. Mikhailov gets it over to Harlamov. He left it there, and it's swept away by Lemaire. Petrov back at the line, losing it to Lafleur. Lafleur trying to center it, going after it again. Here's Lafleur, the pass too high. Lemaire rolled it in front of the net, and Gusev cleared it up. Harlamov bumped by Gainey. Here's Lapointe, centering it right in front of the net, and it was grabbed off by Petrov. And the Soviets are having difficulty getting out. Vasiliev cleared it to center. Now Petrov turning back at his own line over on this wing. Harlamov missed it. Gainey knifed it in over the line. There's Lafleur going to the corner. He centered it. And there to get it is Gusev. Savard stopping it. Lapointe rolling it ahead to Geinie. He hops in over the line. Here's Geinie with Lefleur right in front of the net. Lefleur takes the shot away. And a penalty coming up. Penalty coming up.
Dick, what I've noticed about the Soviets, they've slipped the extra forward up near the blue line for a quick breakaway pass, so they've been trying to get that puck up to that forward.
Lutchenko from the face-off, shooting it down into the Canadian zone. Montreal leading the Soviets 1-0 with just 4:58 having been played. There's Kurnwaye in a full flight of steam down in behind the net. He's trying to center it. Peter Mihайлович goes in there to help. Here's Kurnwaye getting ready to shot. Knocked off the stick. Van Bosnier winds up with a shot. And that changed direction and went off the boards behind the net. Cıganков clearing it out. Now it's shot tied up. Peter Mihайлович comes in there to assist. Mihайлович clearing it on the left side to Lapointe in over the Soviet line. A weak shot. Cıganков checking with Lapointe, and it was cleared from in front of the net. Zhluktov ahead it goes to Vikulov over to Zhluktov. He tried to get it back in front, and it was stopped by Lapointe. Here come the Canadians. Kurnwaye faking the shot, and it's stopped by Cıganков. Zhluktov taking it over on the far side at center. Laying it back into his own zone. Lutchenko turning. Now there are 37 seconds left in the penalty. The Soviets, they have that fine defensive pattern going. Mikhailov now has it. Rysbrow's on the ice. Volchenkov comes to center. Knocked off his stick, and Savard takes over at the Montreal line. Ahead to Lambert. Rysbrow couldn't pick it up. That's Petrov for the Soviets. Dumping it back in. Volchenkov. Mikhailov played it to the boards. Now it's in over the line. And Petrov is in there with only 3 seconds now left in the penalty. Mikhailov coming out over the line. Vasiliev is back on the ice. Good moves there by Mikhailov. And he got it over on the side to Petrov. He cleared it ahead. Savard for Montreal. Over to Robinson. He chopped it to center. Gusev couldn't clear it out. In there goes Harmelov. Here's Trombley getting right in front of it. Trombley has a shot. And it's blocked by Tretьяк. Outstanding work there by Trombley of Montreal. Savard broke up Petrov. Lambert over to Rysbrow. He shoots at the rebound in front of the net. They score! Lambert!
Tremendous work by the whole line. Starting really when Trombley came close, but it was a tremendous job of work, Fergie.
Well, when Rysbrough shot, Tretьяк made the first save, and persistence paid off, and Lambert backhands it between his legs.
Better look at it here, I think. Better angle, right here from in front of the net. Sit down, please. There, thank you.
There it is, through his legs, and Lambert gives them a 2-0 lead.
The Soviets have not had a shot on Dryden. The Canadians have outshot them 7-0 to this point in the hockey game.
They're playing a fired-up hockey club here in the Montreal Canadiens. There's no doubt about it.
Close-up look at Tretьяk, John, right here, and you see Lambert, number 11, with the backhand, and as John pointed out, persistence, he fought off the check and scored.
Assist to number 8, Doug Rysbrough, and number 18, Serge Savard, at 7 minutes and 25 seconds.
7 minutes and 25 seconds, the time of the second Montreal goal. Popov clearing it back to the line. Jarvis coming down on the left side, and Kuzkin broke him up. Here's Savard into the center ice area with Roberts and Wilson. Savard lugging the puck on the backhand, and he fired it around the net. Canadians Wilson trying to keep it in. Kuzkin missed it. Volchenkov takes it in behind the net, trying to shake off Wilson. Gets it over the stick of Popov, and it's Savard with it. Here's Savard, shaking off Popov. Savard into the center ice area to Wilson. and Kuzkin cleared it back to the line. The Canadians feed it in. Now at the line, here's Jarvis going in. He shoots it, and Tretьяк got in front of it. Volchenkov clears it down the ice, icing against the Soviet.
This is Superseries 76 from the Forum in Montreal.
This NHL Network program is brought to you in part by Molson Canadian, I Am Canadian, and by Vector, Fuel Up.
Research shows that cold sufferers who take NyQuil wake up feeling better, ready to face the day. All minus 20 degrees of it. NyQuil, the relief you need to sleep and feel better medicine.
The year is 1984. TSN is born. Pierre Elliott Trudeau retires from politics. The Raiders win Super Bowl 18. Mark Garneau becomes the first Canadian in space. The Pope visits Canada. Mario Lemieux makes a magnificent debut. Controversy dogs the Olympics as the Eastern Bloc nations withdraw. Kevin Bacon struts his stuff in Footloose. Edmonton goes nuts as the Oilers win their first Stanley Cup. TSN celebrates 20 years of bringing you the very best in sports.
Will my car be ready this afternoon like you promised?
Yes.
Do you guarantee all your work, even general maintenance?
Yes. Winter can be rough on your car, so protect it now with our winter maintenance package. Get an oil change, battery and antifreeze tests, tire rotation, and more for just
everyone, renew your commitment to hockey.
See clearly through the night with Nighthawk headlights from GE. GE Imagination at work.
Here you see the shots on goal. The Canadians have now had 8. The Soviets have not had 1. In the face-off department, it's 6-1 in favor of Montreal.
From the face-off, it's cleared down the ice. The Gankov shooting it down. Shot got away from Vikulov, cleared it for Kurnwaye, breaking in on the right side. And Lutchenko swept it off to the wing. Now here's Robinson winding up for the shot. He's looking for the net. And Kurnwaye fired it. He fired it wide. Kurnwaye with a backhand shot. And it went off the stick over the glass.
Great chance for Kurnwaye. Pretty good play by Lutchenko in the first instance because Kurnwaye had him beaten prior to this, moving in. Back of the net, look at it.
Mahowlich going in along the boards against the Gankov. Kurnwaye passed it back off the boards to Don Orri. There's his shot to the short side. Kurnwaye digging at it behind the net. Against Lutchenko, Kurnwaye prevails to Peter Mahowlich. Now the Soviets breaking out over the line. Alexandrov down on the right side. He's upended. Canadians take over. And it is Shot clearing it down the ice. Lutchenko going back for the Soviets. The Canadians are called for icing.
John, I would have to think that the Soviets are a little perturbed. They looked at the shots on goal and see it now 9-0. Don Orri hasn't scored a goal all season in the NHL, came close, and then made a good defensive play here.
Here's little Boris Alexandrov, and of course Donnie's a real defensive defenseman. Gets that puck up, and they haven't had a shot yet, is right, Dick.
Gusev getting it over. Vasiliev knocked it to the corner. Lapointe gets it out on the left side. Lemaire with the first. Lemaire going in, shoots, and a hot shot is juggled by Tretьяк. Here come the Soviets. Petrov to Harlamov. He's over the line. Here's Harlamov trying to work in there. There's the shot, the rebound. Mikhailov took the shot, tried to center it off Savard's stick. Mikhailov clearing it to the left side. And it's Lefleur in possession for Montreal. Gives it to Lemaire, who dumps it delicately into the Soviet zone. Now Vasiliev feeding it ahead. Petrov couldn't get it. And Lapointe with 9 minutes and 46 seconds left in the first period. Lapointe goes up on the left wing. Vasiliev to Mikhailov. He's down on the right side over the line. Harlamov stops. Harlamov to Mikhailov. To the side of the net. He took that shot and couldn't get it on the target. That was nice passing there by that Russian line. Mikhailov, Harlamov, and Petrov. Mikhailov back in on the right side. Petrov working his way in, trying to slide it in front. There's Gusev winding up for a shot. And it went off Savard. It's centered in front of the net, and Lapointe clears it. Jarvis getting it out over the line. Soviets showing their best offensive pressure of the hockey game to this point. Montreal leading 2-0. Solodukhin is on the ice now behind the net. They try to center it. Mikhailov had his centering pass blocked. Lapointe rolled it into the center ice area. Vasiliev had his pass get by Savard into the Canadian zone. Lapointe gets it for Robinson, and it goes down the ice. And the checking, something you don't see too often in games of this nature, the checking a bit close. Volchenkov and Wilson went sprawling on the ice. Now Jarvis coming in over the line. Here's Jarvis working to the corner. He's getting set for a pass. It hit Vasiliev. There's Roberts with it. Over for Wilson, and he couldn't pick it up. Vasiliev cleared it to the other side. Here's Popov out on the right side. Maltsev is across the line, getting into the slot. He fired it, and it was low and wide. Wilson starting out down on the left side. Kuzkin is back there for the Soviets. Canadians are changing while the play goes on. Solodukhin dropping it neatly back to Maltsev. Good stick handling by Maltsev. Coming up with Solodukhin. And Robinson cleared it out over the line. Puck was bouncing crazily. Solodukhin ahead for Popov. And the Canadians very strong at their own blue line with the forwards coming back, as you see there, with Rysbrough coming back. Solodukhin was bumped by Orri. 7 minutes and 18 seconds left in this, the first period. Montreal leading 2-0. The Soviets. Solodukhin clearing it right back into the Canadian zone. Zhluktov, number 22, is now on the ice with Alexandrov. Lambert going in, broken up. Tsygankov clearing it to the Canadians line. Orri finally got it over to Rysbrough. Rysbrough to Don Orri. Orri at center on the left wing. Shoots it in there. Tremblay is bumped along the boards by Volchenko. He and Volchenko fight for it. Pass to Mahoblich. And he had that one go off the heel of his stick. Tsygankov in on the boards against Tremblay. Are they going to get a whistle? Yes, they do in the face-off in the Soviet zone. And he's got to be happy at this stage. 2-0. Cournoyer shooting it right on. And Tretziak got that pad out there to make the save. Here's Zhluktov over the line, and he fired it. He didn't miss by much on that far side. Peter Mahoblich against Alexandrov. Vikulov is the other forward for the Soviets. Lapointe tried to set up his man shut, and it's down the ice. And Lutchenko touches it, icing against Montreal. Soviets with the defense of Tsygankov. Laying up along with Lutchenko. Here's Schott. He has scored in this game tonight. He's belted at the line by Lutchenko. Now Vikulov into the center ice area, hitting the Montreal line, trying to get by Bouchard. And Mahoblich cleared it to the line. It's brought in by Tsygankov, and that's offside.
Game 3 of Super Series 76 is coming to you from the Forum in Montreal.
This NHL program is brought to you by Gatorade. Is it in you?
The FAA has closed all of the airports in the United States.
We had some airplanes authorized at the highest levels of our government to pick up Osama bin Laden's family members and transport them out of this country.
September 11th, I need to know what happened.
How did it happen? Why did it happen? And who authorized it?
The most controversial film of the year is now the #1 DVD in the country from Academy Award winner Michael Moore.
My answer is bring them on.
Fahrenheit 9/11. Bring the controversy home today.
The year is 1984. TSN is born. Pierre Elliott Trudeau retires from politics. The Raiders win Super Bowl 18. Mark Garneau becomes the first Canadian in space. The Pope visits Canada. Mario Lemieux makes a magnificent debut. Controversy dogs the Olympics as the Eastern Bloc nations withdraw. Kevin Bacon struts his stuff in Footloose. Edmonton goes nuts as the Oilers win their first Stanley Cup. TSN celebrates 20 years of bringing you the very best in sports.
Well, they'll face off outside the line. Lefleur to Lapointe. Lapointe slapping it off the boards, racing after it out to the left side to Lemaire. He cleared it into the Soviet zone. Gusev in there against Lefleur. Gusev from the corner. Montreal leading 2-0. A pass. Harlamov has it on the right side. He's over the line. Takes the shot. A quick wrist shot. And Драйден had to kick it out very neatly. That wrist shot is very dangerous. Now Petrov coming back in. Tried to set up Harlamov, and Savard broke it up. Vasiliev back at the Soviets line. Now Petrov going after it. Swings the pass up to Gusev. Gusev closing in for the shot. And it goes off Savard over the glass. Savard seems to be everywhere when he's out there.
At 16:33 here in this first period with his team leading 2-0, Ivan Cournoyer draws a hooking penalty. So, Danny, a chance for the Soviets as the period draws to a close.
And it'll be Petrov, Mikhailov, Harlamov, Gusev, and Vasiliev. Canadians clearing it down the ice, and they are defending with Jarvis and Gainey up front with Savard on defense with Lapointe. Now the Soviets. Harlamov grabbed it at center, darting in on that left side. He dropped it back. Gusev slapping it into the corner for Harlamov, but Savard is there, plays it to Jarvis. And Jarvis starts out against Petrov. They fight for possession on the boards. Savard comes up with it. He hits the Soviet line, takes the shot. It's a weak one off Gusev's stick. Now Gainey trying to keep it in there. Mikhailov from the corner, turning with Harlamov and Petrov. Gusev moves up in the play, and he's stopped by Jarvis. Here's Jarvis now with Gainey. Jarvis decides to kill off valuable seconds on that penalty. From center, he knifed it back into the Soviet zone. A minute left in the penalty to Cournoyer. Now Lemaire during the forechecking. Vasiliev. He's stopped by Lemaire. And Lemaire cleared it out to center. Petrov is bumped by Roberts. Harlamov is stopped by Lemaire. And the Canadians doing a magnificent job of killing off this penalty to Cournoyer. Now Gusev sends it ahead. Petrov at center. Alexandra is up in the play. Alexandrov getting it back. Vasiliev takes a shot, and it goes off Lemaire into the center ice area. Mikhailov to Alexandrov on the right side. He starts in on the wing, and it's offside with Gusev in there over the line.
16 seconds remaining in the penalty to Cournoyer. And the Canadians have had a good shift right here of penalty killing from both Doug Jarvis, who then left the ice and was replaced by Jacques Lemaire. And if you watch the Montreal Canadiens very much, you don't see this too often, Jacques Lemaire sprawling to block a shot. But he certainly did there, and they are doing a lot of things here tonight I guess they might not normally do, because as Danny has pointed out, the Canadians are very much fired up.
Mahowlich this time shoots it down the ice. We have exactly 8 seconds left in the penalty to Cournoyer. Vikulov, 18, is turning. Alexandrov, number 11, has it. He feeds it ahead. The penalty has expired. The puck into the Canadian zone. And it is icing called against the Soviets. 2-0, Montreal leading the Soviets.
It was a second power play opportunity for the Soviet team. Vladimir Vikulov and his teammates, and they had not get a shot on goal in either one of their opportunities. This fella's been on and off with the national team, Vikulov. He scored twice against the Rangers on Sunday. There's the clock situation. 1:22 left. Canadians lead by 2.
In the face-off, Kurnwaye to Don Orri. Here is Robinson winding up. The shot is right on, but Tretyak had it taped all the way. Here's Don Orri taking a shot. Mahowley fired it, and he was wide. Kurnwaye along the boards. He's jostling there with Lutchenko. Now it's back to the line. Don Orri keeping it in. Tsygankov and Kurnwaye fight for it. Kurnwaye has it. Zhluktov along the boards gives it to Vikulov. He fires the puck back to Lutchenko. Now Vikulov was stopped. Tsygankov working from the corner. Zhluktov feeds it to Vikulov, cutting in on that right side, rammed in on the boards by Don Orri. Mahowlich played it to the corner. Alexandrov fell in the corner. Wilson missed the pass at center. Lutchenko rolled it ahead. It was almost blocked by Lefleur. Let's see an interference penalty coming up here against Zhluktov, is it? There's somebody over in that area. And let's see, the penalty will be assessed finally, and someone will go over there. Did you get that, Dick?
I think it is number 22, Zhluktov. He hasn't been told yet that in the National League, I guess you've got to go directly to the box these days. He went over the players' bench. Now he has returned. There it is at the top of your screen. Interfering with the Canadian player, Bob Gainey. So with 15 seconds left in the first period, the Soviets draw a penalty.
Lemaire, Lefleur, Schott, Lapointe, and Savard. That's the power play alignment for Canadians. With just a dozen seconds left, they go with 2 defensemen. Here's Lefleur. Lefleur working the corner. He'll have to pass quickly. There's a shot by Schott. And it went off a stick over the glass in that corner area to the right of Tretyak. 3 seconds left.
That was almost a pretty good play. Schott worked hard to get in position with Lefleur with the puck watching. Time for a face-off and maybe one shot.
With 2 seconds left, a few years ago, Mahowlich scored from the face-off, the only goal of the game against Toronto. Doesn't happen very often. Lemaire gets the shot, but it's wide, and that's going to be the end of the period, with Montreal leading the Soviets 2-0.
And the Canadians drawing a semi-standing ovation from the happy crowd here tonight. The shots on goal favored the Canadians. Montreal out shooting the Soviets by a margin of 11-4.
Takes some doing.
You fellas will find a way.
Frank's been doing some figuring, but I'd like to hear your 2 cents.
Dad, are we still going to be farmers?
Of course we will. This is something that's going to help out all the folks around here, guys.
They were farmers. They needed better insurance for their families. So in 1945, they started the Cooperators. It was a different kind of insurance company back then, and it still is today. The Cooperators, a better place for you.
This is an incredible scene. The place is going wild. The heavyweight championship of the world at stake. This is an awesome power of George Foreman against the finely boxing skills of Muhammad Ali. 3, 4, 5, 6. Foreman gets up to the knee. 8. That's it. The fight is stopped. This is the most joyous scene ever seen in the history of boxing.
Bien, Abby. Inzedi.
Téléphone.
Yeah, but you told me that. Okay. I wanted the day off. I knew they wouldn't leave me alone. But I couldn't let the guys down.
That night in 1944, Montreal beat Detroit 9-1. Maurice Rocket Richard scored 8 points, 5 goals, 3 assists. A legend was born.
And I would think the crowd here tonight very, very close to 19,000. We'll have the official paid attendance prior to the start of the third period. Now the second period. About to get underway, and the penalty killers for the Soviets will be Petrov, number 16, Mikhailov, number 7. And the front three for Montreal, Lambert on the left side, Lemaire at center, Lefleur on the right wing, Savard and Lapointe on the point. Gusev and Vasiliev are on the blue line for the Soviets. Now Lapointe hits the Soviets line, working into the corner, putting on the brakes, trying to get it back to Lambert. It's loose in there for a fraction of a second. Vasiliev and Lapointe fight for it. Lafleur is chasing it to the far side. Savard drops back to the point, back into the corner to Lemaire. Lemaire for Lafleur. Petrov is after him. Lafleur falls. Now behind the net, Vasiliev. He gets an opening, clears it out. Mikhailov over to Petrov. Lemaire wheeling back for Montreal. Lemaire over the line. His shot is blocked by Vasiliev. Gusev has it with 55 seconds left in the penalty to Zlukta. Canadians back into their own zone. 2-0 Montreal, leading on goals by Schott and Lambert. Here's Savard. 4-man attack for Montreal, and it's offside with Lambert going in too quickly on the left wing.
Well, there is number 6, Gennady Chekhenkov, 28 years of age. This is his 6th year with the Central Red Army team, and of course this is the team that supplies the majority of the players to the Soviet National Club. 10 of them in uniform tonight were up against Harry and John's Team Canada 72 team.
Solodukhin, number 15, Vikulov, 18, on for the Soviets. Here's Schott winding up, and a cannonading shot right on. Back to Van Boxmeer, he's got a hard one. There's the point taking his shot. 3 big saves there from the firepower of the Canadians. And that Van Boxmeer has come up with a tremendous shot, and he's very accurate. Here is Van Boxmeer coming down ahead to Kurnwaye, bursting in on the right side, feeds it in front, and Schott was covered by Tsıgankov. Here's Mahowicz getting ready from the net. He pokes away at it. Tretьяк is down. It's loose in front. Schott getting it back to the point. Zlukta is back on. Gets it over to Vikulov. Vikulov over the line, takes the shot. The point blocked it. Schott goes to the ice along with Vikulov. Now the Soviets. Popov chasing it to the side. He's bodied by Lambert. Rysbrough coming in on the left side. He centered it. Solodukhin clearing it on the right side. It's Maltsev hitting the Montreal line, gathering speed. Maltsev around the net from the corner. Maltsev jammed into the boards by Bouchard, who falls. Maltsev doing great work for the Soviets. He's pulled over finally by Rysbrough. Great work there by number 8, Maltsev. Now Savard on the right side. Solodukhin after him. Popov goes after Tremblay. Volchenkov working to the line, losing it to Lambert. Players go sprawling all over the ice at the Canadiens line. Lambert is shooting it in over the line, and the Canadiens make changes while the play goes on. Now the Soviets broken up at center by Wilson. Wilson coming in with Roberts. He shoots it right on. Here's Wilson shooting it. The light went on. He hit the goal post. He hit the goal post. The light went on, but he hit the goal post. The goal judge was a little trigger happy there. Robinson faking the shot. Jarvis shoots it to the short side. Now they jam in on the boards in behind Tretьяк.
Well, Murray Wilson got it backhand away quick. Here's a save by Tretьяk, and here's Murray coming up off the top post and did not go in the net.
Face off to the right of Tretьяk. We are now a dozen seconds away from the 4th-minute mark into the second period. Mikhailov takes his shot. They score! Mihайлов fired it. Драйден got a piece of it, and it went in. That was a quick wrist shot, Dick.
Only the first shot they've had on goal in this period. Only about the second time all night, John, that I can recall that they threw one of those long passes up and it worked.
Well, here's Mihайлov getting that quick wrist shot away, and I thought Драйден had a piece of it, and he did.
Yeah.
And it dropped in across the line.
2-1.
Red Army goal scored by number 7, Boris Mikhailov. Assist to number 5, Valery Vasiliev, at 3 minutes and 54 seconds.
3:54. Harlamov coming in, and he's spun around by Lemaire. Puck is back at center. Mikhailov getting the goal. Vasiliev the assist. Here's Lemaire coming in over the line. And the Red Army team right back into the thick of things. It's 2-1 for Montreal. Mihайлov, a drop pass to Petrov. Back to Mihайлov. Petrov centering it. And it went off Драйден. The point ahead to Lefleur. Gagné is on the left side. Here's Gagné going in. He finally picks it up. Works off the boards. Into Lefleur. Lefleur getting set back to Lapointe. He waited too long. He was checked to Mahowlich. Couldn't get it in front. Now it's tipped ahead by Harlamov. Mihайлov going in, Драйден out of the net, and Savard comes up with it. Savard's pass hit Petrov's stick. Now then Lefleur, forechecking is Harlamov for the Soviets. So is Mihайлov. Now Mahowlich with that big reach comes out. He cleared it ahead. And Gusev knocked it back to center. A neat move by Mahowlich. Mahowlich coming up with a Russian maneuver there, putting the puck between his skates. Here's Zhluktov down at center on the right wing in over the Montreal line. The big fellow tried to center it off Orri's stick. Kurnwaye bumped by Alexandrov. Gusev failed to hold it in. Now Mahowlich chasing it to the far side. Alexandrov turning at the Soviets line, back in over the Canadiens line. Here's Gusev firing it, and it went off Kurnwaye. Lambert playing it out over the line. Chasing it to the far side, finally Gusev got it. Hit Alexandrov. 2-1 Montreal, leading in the second period. Lambert couldn't hold the pass. Tsygankov to Lutchenko. And he missed Zhluktov. Don Orri ahead for Rysbrow. Now Alexandrov missed a pass. The checking so close right here, both teams failing to find the target on the passes. Orri to Lambert ahead to Rysbrow. He failed to negotiate contact. Now Vikulov. He's stopped there by Rysbrow. Rysbrow coming in. Trombley and Lambert moving up. Here's Lambert. And that one hit Vikulov. That pass hit Vikulov. He seemed to get it on the side of the face. Now Popov speeds to center in over the Montreal line. It's swept off his stick by Lapointe. Lapointe rolling it ahead into the center ice area. The Red Army team making changes. A dire dearth of whistles here in the second period. Kuzkin dropping it back to Maltsev. He starts in on the right side. It's cleared back to the line. Here's Popov. Giving it on to the side of the net to Solodukhin, and he fired it wide. Robinson trying to clear it. And finally Lapointe goes in there to take over for the Canadiens. Ahead to Jarvis. Jarvis down to the line. He's offended. And Solodukhin, I think, is going to get the penalty for tripping.
This is Superseries 76 from the Forum in Montreal.
How did it come to this? All these different antifreeze formulas, all these different colors. This stops now. Big Yellow's taking over.
What are you talking about?
Trust me, Sally. Trust Prestones go for all makes, all model cars.
Big Yellow don't take over. I take over.
New Formula Prestone. Good for all makes, all model cars. Mixes with any color antifreeze.
Big Yellow could take over. You know, whichever.
Trust Prestone for your own protection.
Join the NHL Network as we present Top 10 Moments in Hockey.
Scores! This game is tied! Mario Lemieux makes it 2-0.
Every week, we count down another top 10 moment. From great goals to stunning saves and much more.
Oh, what a pass! And boom, it's in!
Catch the top 10 every Wednesday on the NHL Network.
TV sucks the brain right out of the skull. So, next seminar, we'll probe the content of television.
Professor McClure,
Well, of course, the content of television is movies, but the message of television is what it does to us, the users.
Are you saying that the medium is more important than the message it carries?
No. The medium is not more important than the message. It's obvious. The medium is the message.
The medium is the message? What does that mean?
Well, of course, the medium is the message. It's what I...
He's full of great ideas.
Like print changed the shape of the world,
Yeah, people
remember?
don't read newspapers, they get into them like a warm bath.
This Canadian changed the way the world thinks about communications.
Is the message, then the content must be the audience. And of course, electronic information is turning the world into a global village. Take light bulbs, they're an information medium. There's
a good chance here now for Canadians to get right back and take over the play again.
Lefleur, Schott, Mahowlich, Lapointe, and Van Boxmeer on the power play for the Canadians. He'll give you the Soviets' defending lineup in just a second. Now then, Mahowlich centered it right in front! And Lefleur slapped it wide from the side of the net.
Oh, what a
That
chip.
was a beautiful setup.
Great play, Ferg, by Pete.
You know, Dick, in the pregame warm-up, he was stopping all his shots on the low corner of the net with his goal pad. Most goaltenders stop them with their sticks. There was a good example. He got that goal pad across and give it all that more strength behind the stop.
Now Lefleur to Van Boxmeer, to Peter Mahowlich, to Lefleur right in front of the net and shot. He was in there pretty close. He couldn't get it up. And right there to block it, Tretjak.
Canadians throwing the puck around very well, and the Soviets, John, they're standing still a little bit out here on this penalty-killing role, which surprises me. They're making a change now.
Well, they went into a complete two-man defense, two-man offense here, that four-man box. And the Canadians penetrated very good there, and they were unfortunate not to score. Lefleur gets it up in the top corner.
Gusev is on defense with Lutchenko for the Soviets. Back to Lapointe, there's the shot, and it's blocked. Soviets breaking out. Petrov over the line. And Lapointe and Van Boxmeer got back. Here's Mahowlich with Lefleur. In over the line. Mahowlich near the corner. On the boards, he's upended, and there's a penalty coming up to Gusev. Gusev going off with 1 minute and 15 seconds left in Solodukhin's penalty.
What's a two-hander first? Now takes his feet from underneath them.
Here's Lefleur, over to Lapointe, closing in for the shot. Tsygankov got it. He starts out over the line. Soviets are 2 players short here. Here's the master, Mikhailov. Gets it back to the line. Lutchenko lost it. Now Lefleur. 52 seconds left in Solodukhin's penalty. Cournoyer coming in. He centered it. Peter Mahowlich trying to get in front. They fight for possession. Mikhailov comes up with it for the Soviets. Brings it out to center. He falls. Lefleur coming back. Hits the Soviet line. Cutting it on the right side. And it's swept away by Tretjak. Tsygankov cleared it down the ice. Riding ahead to Lapointe. Lapointe up on the left side to Mahowlich. Here's Mahowlich getting set the back pass. Lapointe over to Lefleur, closing in for the shot. Lutchenko got in front of it. Here's Cournoyer, 2 Canadians in front, and it bounces off a stick to the corner. Petrov against Lemaire. Here's Cournoyer to Lefleur. He rips the shot just wide. Puck loose in front of the net. Cournoyer scores!
Last time Ivan scored a Tretjak, John, was the tire in Game 8.
Another wrist shot, Dick, and he really fired it. Got Lefleur's rebound and high on Tretjak. And the papers coming down here in the forum, Dick.
Tremendous atmosphere.
Here's a shot by Lefleur. Over the top of the glass. Now watch Cornway. He's so sharp in front of that net. Here's the wrist shot. Up high. And Tretchak, of course, was down on his knees and no chance at all.
Close-up look at it here. You get a good look here at the wrist shot that Cornway takes as he swings around and just lets it go. The goal came just as the penalized player who was off first came on the ice, so that wipes out the other penalty, too.
Assist to number 10.
Well, there was no question that
number 25,
second penalty was definitely deserved by Gusev. He gave him a two-hander, and then he took his feet from underneath it. And like you said, Dick, he made a reaction toward the referee.
It's the first time in 2 games that they have reacted to a penalty call against them.
Montreal 3, the Red Army 1. Now here's Popov breaking in on the left side over to Maltsev, and he couldn't get a good shot away against Boucher.
I think Savard is getting a penalty for hooking as he followed in on the original puck carrier Popov on the play. So quickly after the Canadiens make it 3-1, they will be playing a man short as Savard goes to the penalty box.
Canadiens penalty number 18, Serge Savard, 2 minutes for hooking at 9 minutes and 52 seconds.
Vasiliev is in over the line. Alexandrov is out there too. Here's Gainey coming down with Jarvis off Gainey's stick. Vasiliev to Vikulov. He cuts through center, weaves his way to the Canadiens line, loses it, and it's cleared out by Jarvis. We have Vikulov, Zhluktov, Alexandrov, Tsygankov, and Vasiliev. That's the power play for the Soviets. Robinson in behind the net. Robinson gets it and shoots it down the ice, and now we have 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the penalty. Tsygankov to Zhluktov. He comes down to the Canadiens line, gives it to Vikulov. Back to Vasiliev. He shoots it right in front of the net. And Orri got in front of it, clearing it ahead for Gainey. Gainey falls. Zhluktov to Alexandrov. He loses it at the line. And Jarvis clears it down. The Soviets have been unable to get on track on the power play tonight. The tenacity of the checking of the Canadiens has been a thing of beauty. Vasiliev cleared it in front. And now it's Lemaire ahead to Robinson in on the left side. Robinson into Soviets territory. Tsygankov in on the boards, takes over. He's bumped and knocked to the ice by Lemaire. Vasiliev, rink-wide pass. Mikhailov is on the ice now, and it's cleared over the glass by the Canadiens to Lemaire.
They are 18 seconds short of the completion of this penalty. It's the third penalty the Canadiens have drawn in the game, and so far on Soviet power plays, the Army team has not managed a shot on goal. They have just one shot in this period. The Canadiens have outshot them 9-1, but the one shot was the goal for the Soviet team that made it a 2-1 hockey game, and then Cornway upped it to 3-1. Savard in the box, 18 seconds left.
It is Petrov, 16 at center. Harlamov, who has the puck now, he's on the left wing. Mikhailov, who takes the pass at center, is on the other side. Now he's going through center. Gives it to Gusev. He breaks the stick on it. A weak shot. Harlamov trying to center it. And Dryden is there to get a face-off.
This is an important face-off, Dick, with 1 second left to go. And this is what Canadians have really taken over the Soviets, has been the face-offs tonight. And also the Rangers did, too. And this could be a weak part of the Soviet game, is the center ice face-offs.
In the first period, there were 20 face-offs. The Canadiens won 14. They didn't win that one.
Now it's back to Vasiliev. He tried to set up Harlamov in front. He missed it. The penalty has expired. And Roberts comes down to the line. Broken up by Gusev. Petrov working his way to the Canadiens line. Mikhailov, a weak shot. Harlamov is covered on the far wing. And it is Savard for Montreal, just dumping it in over the line. And they do that when they want to make changes. And that's what Montreal is doing. Here's Lefleur stealing the puck. Lefleur is in the Soviet zone. Nifty work along the boards by Lefleur. Now he tries to center it. And it's picked up by Gusev. Mikhailov dashes down through center ice. In over the line with Petrov. Broken up by Wilson. Jarvis rolls it over the line. Harlamov on the right side. Here's Petrov back to Harlamov. Mikhailov takes a shot. Harlamov around the net. He centered it in front of Vasiliev. A shot. And a big save by Dryden. And it's cleared by Lefleur. The Soviets buzzing around, and finally Wilson shoots it down the ice, and that's going to be icing.
Game 3 of Super Series 76 is coming to you from the Forum in Montreal.
I've been a hog farmer all my life, but I ain't never seen anything like these Fram air hogs. Yeah! Crazy critters scaring the chickens. And the missus, too, to be honest. Mind you, folks can't wait to get their hands on them.
The Fram Air Hog High Performance Air Filter, designed to allow more airflow for increased acceleration and horsepower. They breathe in, you peel out. Fram Air Hog, hog the road.
You've heard about them. Now you can see what the entire wrestling world is talking about. NWA Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling is here. The alternative for the true wrestling fan. NWA TNA prides itself on delivering quality family programming that is clean, innovative, cutting edge, and with the high-risk, high-flying athleticism. ESPN Classic Canada, the home for classic NWA TNA wrestling. Catch all the action every Wednesday.
In his career, George Chavello climbed into the professional boxing ring 93 times. He was ranked in the top 10 of the heavyweight division longer than any other fighter in history and was Canada's champion for 18 years. Yet, George Chavello was never knocked down once.
Is it true that you have never been knocked down?
Listen, if George Chavello dreamed he beat me, he better wake up and apologize.
In 1966 in Maple Leaf Gardens, he went further than anyone ever had by going the distance with Muhammad Ali. Then, with manager Irving Ungerman at his side, he did it again in Vancouver. Chavello trained hard, fought harder, and absorbed punishment that baffled the pundits. His brave heart gave the hero in Rocky substance, although George's life has yet to find a happy ending. George Chavello of Toronto, warrior, a lasting footprint on the canvas of Canadian sport.
Sometimes when a goaltender's not too busy, John, it's not a very good thing for him. Kenny makes a good save here off Petrov.
He makes a good save. You know, despite the fact that they've only had 6 shots on Kenny Dryden tonight, they're a threat every time they have the puck.
Face off to the left of Dryden. Solodukhin played it back. Shutt has it. Headmans it, but it's intercepted by Kuzkin. Over to Popov. In over the Canadian zone, getting into the slot position. And his shot went off Savard's stick. Kurnwaye fired it to an open right wing. Volchenkov, number 13, he's on defense now, along with Kuzkin. Here's Maltsev. Some feel to think he's perhaps the most dangerous of all the Soviet players, number 8. But that time they couldn't get anywhere. Here's Kurnwaye shooting it, and he just grazed the goalpost. That was diligent work by Kurnwaye that made that shot possible. He's at it again. Now the Soviets start out. Solodukhin comes to center, to the line, works in on the left side. Here's Solodukhin around the net, centered it right in front. And it was gobbled up by Mаховлич. Mаховлич works his way, weaving down to the Soviet line. Now he puts on the brakes. Mаховлич still with it. Pass went off a leg. Solodukhin laying it around the net. Here's Kurnwaye getting in front, took the shot. And Tretьяк was ready for him. Volchenkov clearing it out. Maltsev turning at the Soviet line. In over the Canadian blue line, the shot. Dryden making the save on the short side. Canadians are leading here 3-1, and we have just over 5 minutes left in the second period. Lutchenko laying it back to Kuzkin. He fanned on an attempted pass. Zhluktov is on the ice. Now Tremblay comes in. He's bumped by Lutchenko. Kuzkin got away from Rysbrough. Canadians making changes. Alexandrov on the right side. Left the puck, went the other way. Don Orry was trying to set him up. He didn't want it. Now Robinson is in over the line. Lambert couldn't get it. With Vikula coming down over the line. Zhluktov is in there too. Now on the board. Lambert gives it to Robinson, ahead to Tremblay. Tremblay at the Red Army line, fakes the shot around the net, trying to center it. He carries on to the corner, bumping there along the boards gently with Lutchenko. Face off outside the Red Army line. Lapointe to Savard. Savard chops a shot into the corner. Gusev with Lemaire after him. It hit Wilson. Gusev barges along the boards. Where is it, they say, and it's back on the stick of Gusev. He gives it to Petrov. Petrov forced back into his own zone. Here's Gusev. Canadians doing forechecking of a tremendous magnitude right here. They have the three forwards up and their defense up near the line. Now they fall back. Petrov is starting out. Petrov is coming down to the Canadiens line. He's in over the line. Harlamov going in, he scores! Beautiful setup. And Harlamov with that backhand shot gets a beautifully executed goal by the Soviets, and again it's on the table, Vic. 3-2 Montreal.
He makes the big play, John, and he makes it again.
Yeah, here's Petrov now. He's a great stick handler. Number 16. Now watch him slide this puck through to Harlamov. And goes right in between Lemaire and Guy Lapointe, and backhands are right into the far corner. This is a super goal again. It's like the one he got in New York the other night.
Well, a few times the Canadiens' defense has sort of moved over and been a little too close together. They were both on that one side. 7 shots for the Soviets, 2 goals, 3-2 Montreal.
Red Army goal scored by number 17, Valery Kharlamov. Assist number 16, Vladimir Petrov. And number 7, Boris Mikhailov. At 16 minutes, 21 seconds.
Here's Mikhailov coming back in over on this side. Gusev a screen shot. And it went high off the glass. That goal, Harlamov. We'll bring you up to date later as Gainey races in there. Back to the point it comes, kept in by Savard. Here's Lafleur trying to center it. Gusev got in front of it. Petrov out to Harlamov. Over on the other side. Mikhailov has dropped to Petrov. He centered it. And Lapointe was there. He sends Lafleur through center, fading to the right side. Lafleur being watched by Gusev. It's centered. And it's cleared now through the crease inadvertently by the Soviets. Vasiliev ahead to Petrov. Robinson breaks over. He darts in on the left side, puts on the brakes, getting set for a pass maybe. He still has it. Now he gets it out in front of the shot. He fired it. And it went off the stick of Petrov over the glass. Here you see the shots on goal, 21-7. For Montreal, so there's a maximum productivity as far as the Soviet team is concerned. 2 out of 7. You don't do much better than that. And that last one was a beaut. Now Mahowicz getting into Kurnwaye, getting ready for the net shot. And a splendid save by Tretziak. And what a play by Kurnwaye. Popov over the line, tied up by Don Orry. Peter Mahavlich's pass goes off a leg. It's stopped, brought in by Solodukhin. Could be a delayed whistle, but the Canadians start out. Montreal leading here with less than 2 minutes to go in the second period. It is 3-2. Here's Maltsev running into Robinson, and he stopped. Volchenkov lost it to Kurnwaye. And Kurnwaye showing that dedication of speed that made him such a star for so many years in the NHL. Now Popov coming down on the line, trying to barge in there, and he's sandwiched by Mahavlich and Orry. Into the corner. The Soviets center it, and Popov slapped one on that pass from Maltsev, and it was wide. Now Canadians roll it into the center ice area. Solodukhin turns, hits the line. He's trying to go through there. Goes to the left wing. Maltsev's pass stopped by Lemaire. Ahead to Gainey. One rushing back. Now Gainey over the line. Cıganков covering. Now Gainey getting set for the shot. He didn't pass it. He shot it, and it was low and wide. Now there are 53 seconds left. Here, this the second period out in front. It comes off Lemaire. and Tretьяк covers up.
Danny, you're talking about the 7 shots and 2 goals. Only 2 members of the Soviet team have had shots. Mikhailov has had 4, and Harlamov has had 3. They have been the goal scorers. Berg, Kurnway in close again.
He sure was. Now watch this. The pad of his go right down, and this is what I said earlier, that gets that pad right down on the plate.
Cygankov turning from the corner. He's being watched closely by Lemaire. Feeds it on the other side. Vikulov couldn't get it. And Lapointe to Savard. Just a half minute left now in the second period. As the Soviets go back there. Lutchenko clearing it through center. They're playing it rather carefully here in the final half minute of the second period. Now the Soviets start back. Alexandrov is in over the line, trying to set up Vikulov. And it's Lefleur coming out slowly. Half dozen seconds, Lefleur fires it in. And Lutchenko has it, and that's going to be the second period with Montreal leading the Soviets 3-2 at the end of 2.
Hey, great party, man. Lots of ladies, huh? Oh, she's got hungry eyes, and I am an all-you-can-eat buffet. Your hatred's not affecting me. Some hate to love the way I roll. Is it that stop jetting easy?
Small can, strong beer. New Molson Canadian 6.0 cold shots.
Every year, the groundhog repeats the same wintry ritual.
Well, he's not the only one. Join the NHL Network for Groundhog Sundays. Each week, we'll turn back the clock and give you the roundup of the week that was 1 year ago.
Let's take a look back.
Groundhog Sundays, only on the NHL Network. No groundhogs were harmed in the making of this promo.
No, Frank, don't carry it. Dribble it. Dribble it. Frank, dribble it. Frank, shoot.
Is this some kind of Canadian joke, sir? I mean, I know you're the instructor and everything, but when we can't carry the ball, how can we get a decent shot at the peach basket?
All right. Maybe we can allow a carry of a couple of steps.
And Mr. Naismith, sir, it sure slows things down having to climb up here every time.
Well, then let's cut the bottom out of the basket.
Ah, but I need these baskets back.
100 years after James Naismith from Almont, Ontario invented it, basketball was being played by hundreds of millions of people around the world.
And so, 2 hours and 54 minutes away from 1976 in Montreal, we start the third period. 1 goal separating the teams. Gusev chased back by Gainey. Now he turns, starts in the center area. Hooked away by Lemaire to Lefleur. Here's Lefleur sending it to Gainey, and he fired it just wide. Gainey bursting in on the left side. Petrov cleared it out over the line. Lemaire coming back quickly upended. Vasiliev is going off. I think it'll be he for tripping one of the defensemen.
Canadians scored 1 power play goal tonight. It was Kurnway's goal with 2 men off in the second period.
Mahowlich, Lefleur, Lambert, Van Boxmeer, and Lapointe on the power play. Lambert has it on the boards around the Soviets' net. Lambert to Lefleur. Here's Lefleur getting set for a pass. Van Boxmeer winds up. He shoots it. And a big leg save. Now there's a shot that hit right in front. And a shot by Lefleur. That went off Tretьяк. They jam in on the boards. And the face-off in the Soviet zone.
This has got to be a pretty big moment for the Canadians. Chat. And once again, the story right here, Fergus Tretьяk.
Lambert got a stick on it, and Tretьяk saved it. Now watch this other shot come through. Now watch Lefleur fire one. Super goaltending.
1 minute and 36 seconds left in the penalty. to Vasiliev. Scotty Bowman making a change. Savard is on. Lemaire is on. Now Lefleur goes to the corner. Back near the point. Lefleur right in front of Lemaire. He tried to slide it through to Lambert, and it went by Lambert. Back to Savard. There's the shot. Lefleur trying to get a shot cleared by Gusev. Canadians keeping it in. Here's Lefleur winding up for the shot. Lemaire shoots it, and it's blocked by Tretьяк. Another shot. Oh, what a save there on Lambert by Tretьяk.
Boy, what else can you say about Tretьяk, the goaltender? The Canadians have just been all over them on this power play. They've had great chances, but they have not scored.
Lemaire had a shot. Lefleur had a shot. Here's Lambert, typical position in front of that net. Now watch the puck go back here. Lambert gets it up. Now watch this save.
Petrov at center. Gusev in possession, fired it off the boards, not out. Savard working it into the corner. Savard around the net. Here's Savard trying to center it off Gusev's stick, and Lutchenko cleared it down the ice. There are now 47 seconds left, and Vasiliev's penalty as the Canadians organized, led by Lapointe. Ahead to Machowicz with Kurnwaye, Schott, and Savard. In over the line. Machowicz fired it to the far side, and he didn't miss by much. Here's Savard keeping it in, the shot. Tretьяk had no trouble with that, and he covers up.
Well, another of those individual type moves by Pete Machowicz, and he let that one go on the stick handle. Top corner was his target, didn't miss by very much. There's the man of the hour right here in this hockey game. The Canadians have had 4 shots on goal during this power play.
The goal's going to loom very big here, Dick. Canadians have really played sparkling hockey, especially in a power play.
Gusev behind the net. He flicked it to the far side. Petrov ahead to Lutchenko. He's coming down in over the Canadians' line. And he fired it from the sharp angle. Just 13 seconds left in the penalty. And Lapointe gets by Mikhailov, beats it ahead to Gainey. He steps in over the Soviet line. There's the shot, and that changed direction and went over the top of the net. Lemaire in for Lefleur. The penalty now has been served by Vasiliev. He takes the pass out to center. Vasiliev over to Gusev. He's turning back. It goes to center. Mikhailov has it down on the right wing, trying to barge through there, and he couldn't get by Gainey. Montreal 3, the Soviets 2. Third period. Maltsev tipped it into the center ice area. There's Savard, who has played an indefatigable game for the Canadians tonight. He's been on the move all the time. Intercepted by Maltsev is Lefleur. Now grabbed off by Wilson, called on the outside.
Score's only 3-2.
Solodukhin cleared it, and then Risebrough fired it into the corner. Soviet starting out. Volchenkov cleared it to center. John Orry waits, and he ripped his shot back in there. Solodukhin. He fell. Tremblay missed it. Popov knocked it out. Robinson starts back. Canadian strategy here. They're clearing it in. A shot by Robinson from the sharp angle. Now Robinson gets it in ahead to Lambert on the backhand. He shoots it, and it's blocked on the short side by Tretьяк.
Tonight's game is coming to you from the Forum in Montreal.
From August 1st to September 30th, buy an iTech HC100 or HC95 Pro helmet and receive a free Ice Air Performance long sleeve shirt featuring moisture wicking technology. See participating stores for details.
Wednesday on CTV.
Jack! Hey, Jack! Someone out there! There's someone out there, look!
After an unfortunate accident on the island, Jack starts to question his ability.
You're not the only one who knows what to do around here. You know that? Who appointed you our savior, huh?
And old ghosts from his past start to reappear.
Are you okay?
Did you see that?
It's an all-new episode of Lost.
Dad?
Wednesday at 8/7 Central on CTV.
When you get nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, even diarrhea. Hey, there's Pepto-Bismol. Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Yay, Pepto-Bismol!
For 5 different stomach problems, Pink does more than you think.
It's time to get outside and play. Motorized Fun Company is a leader in affordable motorized recreation. Our ATVs and dirt bikes are designed for the whole family. Our specialty is fun. That's our middle name. So whether you like 2 wheels or 4, we have a model for you. Families who play together, stay together. You can do it on our Motorized Fun Company vehicles. For the Motorized Fun Company retailer near you, call 1-800-973-3334.
See clearly through the night with Nighthawk headlights from GE. GE Imagination at work.
Face off to the left of Tretьяк. Jarvis against Robinson tipped it in. Lutchenko from the corner failed to clear it. Roberts whipped a shot into Tretьяк. Now Wilson shoots it and it's blocked. Цыганков coming out. Ahead to Zhluktov. Zhluktov over the line. There's the pass. Alexandrov. He scores! Alexandrov. And it is tied at 3.
Fergie, these fellas are just amazing. That was a 2-on-1 break with Don Orry trapped on the play. You just don't give them a chance.
Oh, you certainly can. Washlocktoff, number 22. 6'3", 190 pounds, 21 years of age. Watch him. Over to Boris Alexandrov, their 2 youngest players, and it gets by Драйден.
Once again, Драйден gets a piece of it. Now here's Orry getting turned around at center ice. The 2-on-1 break with Robinson electing to drop to the ice in a sliding type defensive move. He did not make it. And the puck gets in behind Драйден. We've got a tie hockey game.
Red Army goal scored by number 11, Boris Alexandrov. Assist to number 22, Viktor-Жлуктов.
Now here's a close-up look at it now in the net. Alexandrov, who got a goal against the Rangers, gets this one. Again, you see Драйден stopping the puck, but not stopping it totally, and it's over the line.
Dick, that's a young fellow we saw last year when the juniors came over, the Soviet juniors, and he was outstanding in Winnipeg.
Цыганков and Zhluktov assisting on the goal by Alexandrov to tie it at 3. Now the Soviets come back, spinning around. Savard clearing it to Lefleur. He's checked. Savard gives it to Lapointe. Back to center, off the leg. Mikhailov in over the Canadiens line. The pass. It's Gainey going after it along the board. Now Canadiens. Gainey with Lemaire. Lefleur on the far side. Lefleur and his pass went off the leg of Gusev. Petrov to Harlamov in over the line, and it is called offside against the Soviets. Face-off. To the right of Драйден. Popov's shot was weak and wide. Now Mаховлич picks it up at center in over the Soviet line. Here's Mаховлич trying to fire it in front. Volchenkov in there against Mаховлич. Kuzkin takes over. Out it goes off Robinson's stick from center. And that's Don Orry back there with Maltsev watching him. Kurnwaye couldn't corral it on the right side. Volchenkov back into his own zone. Icing against the Canadiens. And that does not sit well with this partisan Canadiens crowd.
Yeah, a bit of a dubious call by Karindin. Maybe a confusion on the rules. And the reaction of the fans. In our hockey, of course, if a player has felt that he can play the puck, the icing is waved off. But it stands here, and we'll have the face-off in the Canadian zone. Soviet team, a lot of youngsters on it. Their ages 22, 23. The majority of them are certainly under 25 years of age.
Volchenkov and Kuzkin, the defensemen, are in over the Canadiens line. Montreal can't get out the first time. Now Mahowly, out to Shot. Shot coming in on that left side, trying to barge in there. Volchenkov takes over. He feeds it ahead to center. Popov with Maltsev. They're in over the line. And Popov ripped that shot off the falling Bouchard. Kuzkin over on the other side to Maltsev. And the pass comes away to the right side, back into the center ice area. Now there are exactly 13 minutes left in this hockey game. Canadiens led 3-1 at one stage, but it is now tied at 3. There's the fellow who scored the tying goal, Alexandrov. Gets it ahead to Vikulov. Glutkov took the shot. Драйден cleared it. Some of the crowd getting on Драйден. Now Kurnwaye dashes down on the right wing. Fires the shot. And it's gloved by Tretьяк.
Now at KFC. A complete meal plus 8 turtles with new premium flavors exclusive to KFC. The Turtles meal, just $19.99. But only for a limited time. There's more in the bucket.
My temperature is right. The oven is preheated. Our time is now.
A Clarica advisor can make sense of almost anything.
It's baby-making time.
Even family planning. Thank you. Clarica, health insurance, life insurance, and investments.
In 1891, when Ada Mackenzie was born, gender equity wasn't even a concept. In her own unassuming way, she helped change all that. Ada won her first Canadian title in 1919 and began a running battle with clubs that put women at the bottom of the tea time list and of the pecking order. In 1924, when women in some provinces still didn't have the right to vote, Ada Mackenzie went to the bank to get a loan, something single women just didn't do back then. They assumed she was married, and Ada said nothing. That money built Toronto Women's Golf Club. Next, she designed a line of clothing that allowed women to play the game easier. Then Ada settled in, played courses around the world, and added 9 more Canadian seniors titles to her trophy case. In 1968, at the age of 78, she won her last seniors title. And when Ada died in 1973, equality ran proud and free. Ada Mackenzie of Toronto, a footprint on the course of Canadian sports history.
Sliptop against Risebrow on the draw. Alexandrov is a bit fractious. Now it's back to Lapointe. There's the shot. Blocked by Tretьяк. Lambert waited too long. Цыганков poked it away and then played it along the boards. He has difficulty getting out the first time, and he rolled it to center. Lapointe ahead to Lambert. He cleared it in. Risebrow with it. Here's Risebrow on the board. Risebrow working off the board. Still has it centered and in front. Цыганков sends Alexandrov away. Zhluktov has to go off his stick. He and Lapointe go to the corner. Now they fight along the boards. Risebrow and Alexandrov started to shove each other, rather meaningful. Cıganков in his own zone. Lutchenko cleared it to center. Now Canadiens, Lambert finally gets it. In over the line, centering it in front. Tretьяк got a stick on it. Now Risebrow backhanded it against the stick and it goes over the net. Alexandrov, a pass taken by Vikulov. Vikulov over the line, trying to get by Lapointe, and he couldn't. Here's Tremblay. Down with Jarvis and Lambert. To Jarvis, over to Lambert. And the pass was just behind Lambert. He was ready to move in unmolested on the left side. Now Savard ripped a high one from center. Vasilev laying it out to the line. Mikhailov deflected it down the ice. This could be icing against the Soviets. 10:57 remain in the third period. Soviets for 3. Montreal Canadiens 3.
This game marks the halfway point for the Army team in their trip. They will play the Boston Bruins next Thursday night, and the Philadelphia Flyers in the final game of the series a week from Sunday on the 11th.
Now Lapointe has it. He's closing in for the shot. That was a screen shot, low and wide. Armalov shoots it down the ice again. The Army team called for icing.
Well, the New York Rangers continue to struggle. They are now trailing Atlanta 5-0 in the third period in New York. The Penguins lead the Los Angeles Kings 5-1 in the third period in Pittsburgh. And it's 2-0 for Detroit over Washington in the third period in Detroit.
And that Atlanta Rangers game could go a long way toward determining the Rangers' playoff possibilities. They'll be behind 8 points if they lose. Now Petrov. Petrov in over the line. Weak shot goes off Lapointe. Savard ahead to Lemaire. With Lefleur, Savard, and Gagné. They shoot it in there behind the net. Lefleur right out in front. And it was called. And the crowd again did not like that.
That's a mistake by the Soviet official, and they are recognizing that fact by dropping the puck right at center ice. It would have been an icing call had Lefleur not touched it, but he did. The puck coming in, crossing the two lines from Lemaire. Now Lefleur has the jump on the Soviet defenseman. He gets to the puck first, so that eliminates the icing, but the icing call was made by Karindin, the Soviet linesman. So the Canadiens miss out on that chance, and they'll drop the puck at center ice.
Before this series started, Peter Machowicz in a story said it could well be decided this particular game in the last 10 minutes. We are 21 seconds away from the last 10 minutes, and Mr. Machowicz is right on with his prediction because it is a 3-3 at this moment. Solodukhin at center against Jarvis. There's Jimmy Roberts trying to get possession. Now Robinson feeds it in over the Soviets line. Solodukhin against Jarvis. Volchenkov pinned in on the boards by Roberts. And they'll face off to the left of Tretьяк.
Well, the Canadiens have had so many scoring chances. John, do you think things with 10 minutes to go and the score tied might tighten up a little bit here now?
Well, they have to adapt to a defensive style to be sure, but they've played so very good, they deserve to win.
Popov rolls it to center. Robinson gets it in over the line. Jarvis tipped it. And it's Kuzkin for the Soviets. He feeds it through center. That's going to be icing. And the Soviets have been called with a fair degree of regularity for icing in this third period.
Will my car be ready this afternoon like you promised?
Yes.
Do you guarantee all your work, even general maintenance?
Yes.
Will you try to sell me something I really don't need?
No.
Do you like Broadway show tunes?
No.
Winter can be rough on your car, so protect it now with our winter maintenance package. Get an oil change, battery and antifreeze tests, tire rotation, and more for just $39. For mechanics known for their work and their word,
trust the Midas touch.
A chill is in the air. It's Oktoberfest.
Zombies! Zombies!
A week-long ghoulish celebration.
Here's Johnny!
With the Simpsons treehouse of horror. Spooktoberfest, all week long.
Aliens have to do with Halloween.
Silence! Begin Saturday at 9 on the Comedy Network.
Hey, Gabe, we're supposed to be at City Hall.
We're gonna build it right here.
Ah, yeah, sure. And give wetsuits to all the visitors?
No, on the water.
Hey, come on, we're talking about building something the size of 64 city blocks.
And there's no land left in Montreal.
So, get serious.
Listen, we'll build islands.
How? You dig up Montreal?
They're digging a subway, remember? You take it from there, and you put it here.
12 months and 25 million tons of fill later, St. Helens Island was reshaped and Ile Notre Dame was created.
Come on, we don't want to keep Mayor Drop waiting, do we?
Montreal's Expo 67. It would prove to be the most successful World's Fair of the 20th century.
And there you see the statistical story, 8:35 left, third period. Each team with 3 goals. Robinson being watched by Alexandrov. Vikulov is up there too. C'Tzygankov takes it off the boards, loses it to Schott. Schott failed to clear it out. Zhluktov, he lost it to Schott. Over for Kurnwaye. Here's Kurnwaye, dashing in, he shoots it. And Tretьяк was right there in the line of fire. Mahowlich jammed his man Vikulov out of the play. Zhluktov bringing it in over the line. He's forced back out with 8 minutes left. Zhluktov playing it back to the line. Lutchenko. Here's Zhluktov being watched by Mahowlich. Vikulov played it back in. Kurnwaye almost got it. C'Tzygankov has to turn from the corner to get away from Kurnwaye. Schott picks it up after Kurnwaye stopped it on a soft-off Schott stick. Zhluktov ahead to Alexandrov. Vikulov on the other side. Alexandrov loses his balance behind the net. And Mahowlich jumps from the corner. Here's Mahowlich down to center. Coming down on the line, still with it. Working it to the corner. Kurnwaye over to Schott. He couldn't pick it up cleanly. C'Tzygankov down on the right wing in over the Canadiens line. Mahowlich picks up a loose puck. At center. Here's Mahowlich on the backhand. He turns, getting set for a pass. Lapojnt closing in for the shot. And Tretьяк had trouble with that one.
Peter Mahowlich made a great play to Lapojnt. Lapojnt really fired this one. And here's the shot. He didn't have control of it at all. But he protects that rebound.
Now Lapojnt shooting it again. That was a hard one, and he has a quick hand, John.
Oh, he certainly has, Dan. He's been super tonight for the Soviet Union, and he's been the deciding factor as far as I'm concerned.
The crowd urging the Canadiens on as time becomes a factor. Now Popov in over the line. Solodukhin follows in against Tremblay. Tremblay hit Risebrow with Lambert. Lambert chasing it to the left side, and Kuzkin gets it out. Now Tremblay waiting for Lambert to get onside. Volchenkov on the left wing. Tremblay was going after his man instead of the puck. He had a chance to pick it up. Now Lambert rolled it out over the line. Canadiens leave it there. Solodukhin coming back in. Stick handling, shoots it along the ice. Now the Russians in there. Here's Popov getting set. And a great defensive play by Van Boxmeer on that pass. Lambert down in on the left side. Lambert follows in. Passed it down on his knees. And the Soviets start back. Maltsev ahead to Popov. Maybe a drop pass. Not coming right into they must be. The light doesn't go on. It hits the goalpost. That looked as if it had gone in, but it hit the goalpost.
Well, it's 1-1 in goalpost. Wilson in the second period, and that one on a super play by Popov. Dryden was beaten cleanly, John, but the post came to the Canadiens' rescue.
He got a lucky bounce here, Popov, and got by Savard. Now watch him golf this one right off the goalpost. Murray Wilson earlier and Popov right now, and that ties it up in goalpost.
Soviets, everybody up on the face-off. Vasiliev winds up for a shot. Stopped by Orri. Picked up by Lemaire with Lefleur and Gagné. Gagné at the line. Poke check by Vasiliev. Now then Robinson. Lemaire couldn't hold it. Petrov swings back to his own line. Watched by Gagné. Vasiliev. Mikhailov. Back into the corner for Gusev. Gusev turning. Now it's intercepted by Gagné. Gagné going in. He shoots. And a big save by Tretьяк. Great opportunity for the Canadiens there as they pick up that errant pass. Now Hermelov couldn't get Mikhailov's pass. Well, both teams had gilt-edged opportunities to get the go-ahead goal. Now in over the line, Lefleur with Lemaire. Lemaire shooting it. Scooped away by Tretьяк. Petrov picks up the puck again in over the line. Lemaire starting out over the line. Ahead for Lefleur. It was too far. Lefleur around the net. They thought they were going to have a whistle there for the offside, but Lefleur has it, gives it to Peter Mihайлович over in front of the net. He fanned on it. He was all alone in front of the net. Shot. He fanned on it. Did that hop or what, Dick?
I think it did. To give Shot a break, I think it hopped right over his stick. From the Forum in Montreal, Super Series 76.
NHL 2005 on Xbox Live. Rated for everyone. Renew your commitment to hockey.
Here's a way to make painting easier. It's the new Beauty Tone Flex Brush, only from Home Hardware. You can use it as a regular paintbrush or extend the handle to reach higher without awkward stretching. Twist the flexible neck and you can paint corners and edges more easily. And the easy-to-clean heads are interchangeable and suitable for all types of paint. The fully guaranteed Beauty Tone Flex Brush. It's a great value at just $10.97. Only at Home Hardware and Home Building Center.
You won't believe some of these proposals. Look at this one. And this. Whew. Now this is what I wanted from the start. But Mike Pearson wants this. Well, he is the Prime Minister. But blue is not an official Canadian color. Meanwhile, John Diefenbaker and the Tories want this. You know, the only way I'll ever get the whole committee together is to persuade my Liberals to reject their own Prime Minister's choice. Well, the Tories will agree to that at least. Is there one design here that the whole committee can agree on that says Canada? No mistake about it. I wonder. Prime Minister and Mr. Diefenbaker, I was just talking about you. Are we all going to the same party?
Amazingly, John Matheson MP would achieve the unanimity he sought.
Tied 3-3. John, I can't recall a recent game in the NHL when the Canadiens have had so many scoring chances. That's the one by Gainey. You know, Harry said the other night many times, if you're going to catch this team, it's going to be inside their own blue line.
Well, they have been sloppy.
Now Lapointe keeps it in, takes the shot right on. That was screened, and Tretziak is incredible.
Shots on goal to this point in the game, 36-11.
Canadiens, Kurnwaye chasing it, back in for Shutt. Here's Shutt trying to center it. Tzygankov cleared it to the line. Savard pumped it back in. Kurnwaye centering it. It goes high into the air. Zhluktov playing it to Tzygankov, up to Alexandrov. Alexandrov, Vikulov in over the line. Zhluktov loses it. Canadian shot got clear but without looking, and it went to a Soviet player. They could have had a 3-on-2 break there. Now, at the Canadiens line, Kurnwaye lost it. Here's Savard head-manning the puck to Wilson, broken up and cleared by Lutchenko out over the line. And Vikulov rolled it ahead, and it's Lapointe in his own zone. Vikulov watching him. Wilson fired it to an open wing. Now Alexandrov turning at his own line. These players have got to be mighty tired at this stage in the game. Puck is in the Canadian zone. Alexandrov doing the forechecking against the bird. Now Jim Roberts comes on, clears it on the left side. And Kuzkin knocked it back to center. 2 minutes and 56 seconds left. Solodukhin has it. He fires at the rebound. Cleared by Savard. And it's Lapointe in behind the net. Now the Soviets are doing the forechecking. They have their defense way up. They start to fall back as Roberts takes it. Gives it to Wilson. Wilson in over the Soviet line. Wilson on the board. Played it back. And it goes down to the Canadiens line. Jarvis couldn't get possession. Don Orri to Robinson on the left side. Canadiens have been missing with that pass quite often when a fellow teammate is steaming in on either wing. Now Robinson almost lost it. Here's Lemaire coming in with Gainey. Gainey back to Lemaire. Lemaire back to Gainey. It hopped over his stick. Gainey trying to center it against Gusev. Here's Lemaire with it. Lemaire's pass gobbled up. Mikhailov has it. He's out there with a Harmelov and Petrov. That is a big line for the Soviets. Mikhailov cleared it ahead. Robinson knocked it back. Harmelov to Vasiliev. Score tied at 3. 1 minute and 40 seconds left. Vasiliev up on the right side. Harlamov, he has a goal tonight coming in on the right side. Petrov picked it up, dropped it back. Vasiliev taking a shot. It goes off a player high, and that was called on the offside.
1:27 left to play. 3-3 the score. John, I think the nicest thing about all of this, no matter what might happen in this last minute and 27, this game has lived up to its advanced billing right to the hilt, and I think it's a tribute to both hockey clubs.
Well, it certainly has, Dick, and it's just been great hockey by both teams. Good stick handling by both teams. Good goalkeeping by Tretьяк. Just been super.
Mikhailov chops it in over the line. He took a high stick unintentionally. However, he is not suffering, and he's staying out there. 1:22 left. It's Lemaire, Lefleur, and Gainey. The forward line for the Canadians. No change for the Soviets. Harlamov, Petrov, Mikhailov. Now Savard is in over the Soviet line. Savard goes to the corner, trying to center it. Here's Gainey with it. Gainey has it. He centered it right in front. Here's Lemaire shooting it. And a tremendous save. Another save by Tretьяк. Scintillating save by Tretьяk. Here's Harlamov coming in over the line. Harlamov centered it and is swept away by Savard, who ignited that Canadian rally. Mikhailov shoots it. Драйден looked behind him, and it's cleared away by Lefleur. Драйден looked behind him on that. Now there are 34 seconds left. Harlamov goes to center. Mikhailov has it, going in on the right side. And his pass is picked up by Jarvis. Here's Jarvis ahead to Lapointe. Soviets take over. Harlamov in on the right side, dropping it back. Petrov is getting set. He shoots it, and it went to the side of the net. There are now 12 seconds left. Wilson cleared it out. C'Tçgankov over to Gusev. Jarvis has it outside his line. It looks like it's going to end at 3. 1 second left. The game is over, and the Soviets and the Canadians tie at 3.
Well, John, it's just amazing. The final score is 3-3. The shots on goal, 16-6 in favor of the Canadians in the final period. 38-13 overall. I don't think we're being anything but fair to say that the Soviets were completely outplayed tonight. But we've just seen one of the greatest displays of goaltending that you could ever see.
Just tremendous. I watched him yesterday in practice, worked so very hard, even in the pregame warm-up tonight. And he has all the moves and watches a puck. Very seldom lets a rebound go out. Just a great hockey game, and we couldn't ask for anything better.
Well, the Canadians giving Tretьяк just a little bit of an extra handshake, and Kurnoué rubbed him on the head as they go by. It has been a fine hockey game. There was nothing untoward happened in the way of anything physical on either side. The official did a good job. The story of the game has to be Tretьяk.
The nucleus of